person that is experiencing suicidal thoughts or has been a part of a funeral recently, or they still carry the funeral and the suicide from someone they cared about's past.
Yeah.
So if you were to be able to sit down with them, those may be two different things that you'd say.
Yeah.
Like you talk differently
Yeah.
to the person.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But what would you bring to the table for that individual?
Yeah. Hey, here's something that I have shared too many times, but I think it's important for someone to hear. We never judge a man or a woman by a moment. We don't know what was happening in their head or their heart in that moment, right? I don't know about you, but I would hate if someone just randomly selected one moment of my life. Like if the only moment of my life you had was when I'm screaming at my guardian granny, like I don't think that's the moment I would want to be remembered for the rest of my life. So trying to walk a family through, hey, you don't judge someone just by a moment of their life. And also, like when it comes to suicide, I always take it serious, okay? So even if someone just kind of randomly, nonchalantly says, oh, yeah, I'd be better off dead. Oh, no. So I always take it serious, right? Number 2, are you safe? And what I mean by safe is if you mention suicide or if someone mentions suicide around you, do you have a way that you could end your life if you wanted to? So I always ask, are you safe? All right. And then the third thing is we're going to go to someone who can help us. So I'm not going to leave you, but there's probably someone more qualified, more equipped to walk you through some of maybe these struggles that you're having than I am. But that doesn't mean I'm going to leave you. I'm going to be with you. We're just going to go to someone else that can help.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. Can you talk just really quickly to the faith side?
Yeah.
Like how God may view suicide.
Yeah.
Because I think, I hear people all the time talking about different things, whether they're putting something on God that's not how he views where they are or where they're going to. And I'm like, hey, look, can we just call a time out real quick on this thinking?
Yeah.
Let's look at what his word says, because that's the source of truth. It's like, hey, if you believe in Jesus, let's not have an opinion that we stake our life on. Let's make sure that it's his words, not mine. Does that make sense?
No,
and so like, because people they speak for him, and I'm like, where did he say that?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't think we even like that, right? We don't like when someone speaks on our behalf. Like, are you sure that's what I was thinking? Especially when someone goes, hey, I know Trevor's thinking the same thing. No, you don't. You don't know exactly what I'm thinking. And I think we do that to God a lot. And maybe someone in your audience even, maybe they're turned off to God because Jesus was misrepresented.
Right.
And I would just say, hey, again, if you reject it or if that's just not your thing, just make sure you're rejecting the right Jesus, right? So when it comes to suicide, Trevor, there's a moment before the funeral when I would meet with the family. And one of the things we'd get to is, hey, there's an elephant in the room. You guys know that. And on Thursday, when we do the funeral, on Saturday, when we do the celebration of life service, that elephant in the room has grown. And a lot of people in the room, maybe they don't know a lot about God. Maybe they don't know a lot about the Bible. But here's one thing they know. Ooh, I bet that person's in hell. Like, I bet that person's not with God because, after all, they committed the unforgivable sin. And so I'll ask the family, hey, is it okay if I take a moment and using tact, can I walk people through that misunderstanding? Okay? Because the Bible does, so let's be clear, the Bible does speak that there is a sin God can't forgive you for. There is. It's not suicide. It's not drinking too much. It's not gossip. It's not being lazy. It's not all those things. The only thing God cannot forgive you for is you continuing to not receive the gift that he's provided for you. Like at the end of the day, that's it. Suicide is not that, okay? It's not what we call the unpardonable sin. Someone who committed suicide could have been pardoned, meaning they could have been free in God's eyes, but something has held them in captivity in their own eyes. And unfortunately, Trevor, they feel like the only way out is to take their life. And again, if somebody's wrestling with that, struggling with that, and that's why I said in the beginning, I was so appreciative of you saying, don't quit the race. Like, find a running partner. Find someone to even walk with you, crawl with you. I promise you, you have someone in your life that if they knew what you were going through, they would do that for you. They would do that for you.
Gosh, they would. And whether you may not think you do and you're listening, but like this is one of the things why I even just do this podcast is because I would love to help connect people with the people that they could walk the journey with or sit the journey with. Yeah. Like, I love the crawl aspect, or like whatever you can do. Breathe near somebody else that's breathing. Yes. Like talk with somebody else that's willing to talk. And and you're on the East Coast, and I'm kind of like now on the Midwest, West Coast type thing. It's like there's people. Like let's just honestly, we just need to raise our hand and say like, hey, look, I'm here. Yeah. I need some help. Yeah. Yeah. And then those three things that you even said earlier, if someone that's dealing with it or having those thoughts, or they're just dealing with someone else that went through it. And I think that those three steps that you gave us are really, really valuable. And I'm so glad that you made a really clear, I knew you would, and I've heard you talk about this before. I'm so glad that you represented Jesus based off of his words.
Yeah.